Hi, you guys. It's Darryl Johnson. Stressing on a video that I've been working on since 10 o'clock. I think it's coming up on 2. I got things to do, bills to pay, and I got to deal with the aggravation of this. And, man. So this is my last attempt. Otherwise, I'm not doing this till tomorrow. Anyway, what I want to talk about and what you guys need to know is kind of get an explanation of what you're seeing in my pictures further than what I'm explaining. Okay? You're seeing planets, number one. Those are pretty self-explanatory, I would think, right? I was in Russia. Most of you know I posted videos there before. There's a large red planet. There's a moon in front of it. Well, now there's like 3 other planets lined up over to the right towards the top of the screen. One of them is that striped planet. The other, I believe, are brown dwarfs. I'm not sure. Because the system that they're using, the lensing system that they're using makes it real hard, but they're still popping through, and I think they've been there the whole time. The striped planet, which I barely ever saw maybe 4 times in the last 7 years, is big and it's very predominant right now. Now, I got to tell you something. If you look at my pictures and you do not see, after I do contrasting and everything else, and I hate to say this to you, but you will never see. They're right there. And there's always the same people who look at them. But the other people would rather look at the body count. And I'm not talking about you guys. The rest of the people would rather produce 5,000 views in a matter of minutes on the body count that's going on right now. But I'm doom and gloom. Okay, I'm doom and gloom. I'll be that guy. I don't care. Been every other guy. So you got that. The planets are pretty self-explanatory, and you will see the lensing system and pop in and out of reality, which right now I'm trying to define. Is it quantum anomalies? Is it quantum phasing? Did we bring in this system? Why am I watching buildings morph back into what they were maybe 50, 75 years ago, a whole different skyline within the city? Changes into a skyline that to me looks like antique crap. And then it phases back into reality. I had a picture, one of the videos that I posted, I hope you guys got to see, it was downtown New York. Big tree with a round green top. And you've seen that they're morphing into the colors, orange, red, green, blue. How does that happen, right? But everything currently is reflecting these, let alone for the glowing spots coming from the beams that they're shooting down through our atmosphere, which I believe is probably 2 entities, but one mainly. And I'm just going to say serpent. And that serpent has the 4 colors. And it will morph into those 4 colors. But don't confuse it with the green that's in the northwest. Northwest, bad. Southeast, good. Northwest, bad. Southeast, good. You see the opposing factor here. And what metaphorically is happening on Earth is the transfer to the beast system. We're on the 13th step of the pyramid with the announcement of the Extiction system. What lies above that? The capstone. What's the pyramid? That's the cornerstone. This is a parable for a molecular structure. So the same battle that's going on in the heavens is actually transpiring here on Earth. But back to define what's in the videos, right? You're seeing green glows. You're seeing white glows. I have to look at these. I got to make sure there's not a street light doing it or whatever the case may be. But I went through one where it was just like, whoa, the blast it was leaving, the color, right? I looked at it and I said, that's a street light. Then I really zoomed in, captured that, and then I zoomed in again. There's no street light there. It's a beam coming out of the sky, just like the blue beam, the green beam, the red beam. Plus we got one of those floating around here, the red bee, and I can only guess who that is. And don't think he stays just in the Extiction system. He has an ecliptic. And every time he goes through this ecliptic, he comes closer to set the wheat. This is what I believe. And it damn sure is pretty much provable Um, because we got our sun setting towards the north right now. You notice that? Rising in the southeast, the same areas I'm talking about. Because of the planetary shift, because whatever this thing is, call it ISON, call it wake shuttle, call it wake sweat, they've called it everything. Call it dragon, I like that one, okay? Is causing the earth to tilt. We are going to go through a magnetic reversal, which is an extinction level event. Africa is breaking in half right now, and there's an ocean forming in the middle. Every volcano is going off in the world, earthquakes, floods. Your reality doesn't just exist within this nation. We have to look at this at a global standpoint to what our brothers and sisters are going through in other countries. Indonesia, man, God, those guys have been good. You don't see this because you're focused on mainstream media and just what's happening within your life and within the United States. This is all coming to the United States. Don't think we're like protected, because we're not. It's on the way. You know, the storms kind of define that. Isaiah's kind of defines that. Look at what that did. Have you seen right before it hit the coast, it blew up back into a hurricane and came back in when it was going out to sea. What did that mark the beginning of? That was a Muslim holiday, and a lot of these things happen on Muslim holidays. It's when God declared Islam as a religion, Muslim. Weird how it started on that day, huh? So, the beams you're seeing are from the celestial bodies that are above us. The brown planets you see within my pictures, I believe those are brown dwarfs. But let's hit the Nibiru people real quick since I got a minute. You think there's 12, you believe in something a lady Catherine Leader made up? I even know the name, man. I've challenged her to debates, just like I used to do with the other one who did a paper every day. What was her name? I don't even want to know. But I've challenged all these people to debate. So I've offered them my pictures, my information to fill in that. Do I get one reply? Not one. Yeah, but I make sure I stamp up my Facebook page and I stamp up my channel to make sure if there are people out there reading those comments until they pull them, which is what they do. If your comment doesn't fit within their reality, doesn't fit within the reality they've constructed, and obviously they don't have sources to back those up, because the people, you 8 million people that are listening to this Nibiru scan, there was no mention and no Sumerian petroglyph that said Nibiru. No. The only thing they said was a planet of crossing. That could be Jupiter for all you know. So who out there's an authority in Sumerian petroglyphs? Well, I'll tell you one, Dr. Scott McQuay. Though it's got nothing to do with the other. Nancy Leader created this up of stitching. Every fact, every part was manufactured. 7 planets, Arbota, Nemesis, Hellion, and the actual planet Nibiru, and 3 moons. That's 7. 7, 7, 7. How come I can get on the cams and within 10 minutes I'll pull you out 12 planets? How's that match up? You think Nemesis is causing this tilt? No, wrong. It's called Dragon. It's called Dragon. So, I don't mean to insult you, but you've been sucked in to a myth, but you probably won't admit it because you'll have to admit you're wrong. And by God, I can't do that to my ego. I got to be right even if I'm wrong. But you better start getting it right, because your life depends on it, and the people you love's lives depend on it. These glows are getting brighter and brighter. What's going on in some of my pictures where you see them phasing in and out, I'm starting to understand, I'm starting to go next level, is what's called quantum anomalies. For all I know, they opened the door and let these planets in. Anything else here that's in, they've let it in, because man is very good at manifesting destiny. 576, the resonance that the 5G towers put out, is defined as Einstein-Bose condensate. You know what Einstein-Bose condensate does? It opens black holes. Every time CERN does a test, which I bet they're doing a lot right now, because reality is changing. The space-time continuum, our reality is actually morphing. And I know you guys out there, you feel this, you see it. You see it in the trees, you see the prisms, you see it. You see the planets, you see it. These globes are going to get brighter and brighter. And what they're fixing to do, I don't know. I can't predict that, and nobody can. But we have celestial bodies out there in our solar system that, number one, they're not talking about. Number two, they're smiling at us while they lie. Number three, they're about to head to their underground shelters that we paid for. And then they're going to break out the military armament that we paid for and finish the job. Because as human beings, we clearly defined that we definitely couldn't handle this. And when they pop through, man, God, I don't even want to think about that. But if they were to do a disclosure, we wouldn't handle it. People would freak right then and start jumping off buildings. That's the way it would work. They wouldn't take it in an intelligent way. That's why I'm walking on a razor right now. But I want to leave it with that for now, and just say, pay attention. I give full descriptions. Start looking at these things as a reality. Start programming your brain. Start seeing this stuff because it's there. You can't hide your eye. They're going to pop through. And I would prefer the people, humanity, should have gotten some type of warning or some kind of heads up that this will happen. Because when it does go down, it will be primordial chaos. And that's what they're talking about, or that's what they're causing along with everything else, right? So when this thing pops through and everybody freaks out like their hair's on fire, Endgame begins and they break out the armament. And they will be fully well justified to do it, because I can imagine how people are going to act. Look what they've done over something that doesn't even qualify as a flu, and they're still at it. Anyway, my name is Darryl Johnson, Ride the Wind. I know I'm way behind you guys, but I have to prioritize. What I'm working on is defining actually what's going on metaphorically in the sky, because I think it transcends directly onto Earth. It is good against evil. It is the conversion over to the beast system. The beast system and the Great Reset. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, y'all. Hang in there. I love you. I'm here. Even though I'm not getting back to you guys, I am looking. I'm just trying to prioritize my work and also keep myself balanced so I don't go nuts. I got to get out today. I've been really locked up for about 2 weeks. I say I'm going to the lake. I never make it there. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day. Ride the wind. I'll be back with